Dracula when I was little, when I had this game, so it didn't really make sense because I didn't read most of the text because I just wanted to get to the good old fight and stuff, and it was a little confusing when...
See, that's right on the level of calling Link Zelda.
Yeah, because, like, when I saw it in the... Like, you know, you start in the beginning and you kill Dracula, and then... Well, because you're Richter. So, and then, like, I thought you came back as Dracula. I guess I wasn't really a very smart little kid, but...
How did your playthroughs with Claire and normal Leon go?
I still haven't done normal Leon yet, but normal Claire, I beat it in, like, I want to say 5 hours. I got a crap ranking, though, because I saved so many times, and I forgot that's kind of what determines the rank of the save.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. And I also wonder how many people choose Claire to play through first.
Yeah, I don't know. It was literally like the disc order. I opened it, and the Claire disc was on top, so I was like, okay, I'm going to do Claire first. Like,
well, that answers my next question. How would you decide? And I think that's probably the most... best fair way to do it.
Yeah. Because not having played it in so long.
Yeah, see, the most recent one I played was Nemesis for my 3rd time through, and you just don't really get the full Resident Evil experience just because of the sheer overabundance of everything.
Resident Evil 3 is much easier than the first 2.
Yeah, it's really, really easy. And it's almost more linear as far as...
and they're really generous with everything, too.
Oh, absolutely. There's an overabundance. I mean, the amount of ammunition that I ended my game with disgusted a few people. But I hadn't played it in 6 years, probably.
So you're going through it all conservative, right?
I went into it with a Resident Evil 2 mindset because I honestly forgot. Well, I didn't forget. I remembered how 2 was and how horrible things could get. But I forgot that 3 is not the same in that regard.
No, it was much easier. Yeah, especially with the health, too. It's almost a joke. But still a great game, you know, don't get us wrong. Just a little different.
Yeah, it feels odd to play a Resident Evil and just choose not to pick up green herbs. Like, I don't need this.
Yeah, right. Or even not even choosing a character.
Yeah.
But it was the first appearance of Mercenaries, so which is one of my favorite additions to the Resident Evil franchise, especially in 4 where they just perfected it. I played that for hours, days.
Mercenaries in 4. If I would have bought an individual video game called Resident Evil Mercenaries, and that's all it was,
right?
I might have been angry for a day and then realized how truly great it was and how much time you can pour into that.
Oh, yeah, totally. Probably the best minigame of all time, I would say.
Yeah, and Krauser's Plague Arm adding to the overall effect of everything.
Well, that's a good question. What do you think? What do you think Slash is your favorite minigame of all time? I'm probably gonna have to stick with Mercenaries. Or the card game from Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah, card game from Final Fantasy VIII, it's always going to be mine.
I mean, I played that for hours.
But that's, and I'm trying to look at it as a standalone minigame, because there was a side quest, you know, tied in with that too.
Right.
But I'm looking at just the gameplay alone of the card game, and obviously collecting the cards I liked a lot. It was really, really fun.
Yeah, and then you could do that thing where you could turn the cards into items or whatever.
Yeah, the card mod.
Yeah.
Which always hurts me a little bit to do at the end. But
I know, especially when you get all those. You're on disc 4. You've been playing God knows how many hours. And
you've done things like purposely lose your Ifrit card to General Hard Release so you can get the Renoa card.
And then...
But then if you're anything like I am, then you have to play them 20 more times to get your Ifrit card back, because you can't just leave that there.
No, of course not. Okay, who do you think I am? But then you get to the Sorceress Castle, and you decide it's going to be a good idea to just card mod.
And that's what happens. And I mean, it works too. It
pays off. See, that's why I think it might be the best minigame, because not only is it a fun distraction, and addictive as hell, but then if you really want to,
there's a huge payoff at the end.
Yeah, it actually aids you in the game. So,
and then there's the card game in 9,
which is one of the worst minigames in my opinion.
I don't know if it's bad, because I've played that game fully through 4 times and I still don't know how to play the card game.
Yeah, I hate that card game. I don't get me started. Because Triple Triad, that's the 1 and 8, right?
That's 8's Triple Triad, 9's Tetramaster.
That's right.
It's easy to mix up the names.
And almost as bad as Blitzball in Final Fantasy X.
So, we're the type of people that try to talk about the best side quests and mini games and end up talking about our least favorite ones.
Well, it's just that's very true. It's just like, because you have 8, which is so amazing, and then you're falling off so hard.
Again, I didn't mean to say side quests. I just meant mini games.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah. Blitzball, again, I mean, I don't think that one was beyond my comprehension like the card game in 9 was. I think I just understood it and didn't like it.
Yeah, no. Especially trading players and just, I'm getting a headache thinking about it. It was so shitty.
And your first playthrough, I would be interested to meet someone that got the Ject shot on their first playthrough, because the way you have to get it is so bizarre, and you don't even know that you're getting it. What you have to do is point the right analog stick at where the script is on the screen, but you have no way of knowing that, and it's just very bizarre.
I have a feeling every episode we're going to talk about Final Fantasy X, which is one of my favorites. So get used to it.
If you're not hearing about 10, you're going to be hearing about Final Fantasy on every podcast.
Yeah, we are. That I can safely say that's probably both of our favorite series of all time.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Okay. Yeah.
Just on the sheer number of,
magnitude. Well, which we're going to do a whole podcast on. Well, actually, I think it's going to be a video. I'm still mapping it out kind of right now. It's going to be a retrospective. I mean, of the ones, I don't have 11. That was the online computer
11
only.
was the online.
Yeah, I don't have that, so that might be missing. And then
you'll be seeing a lot of PS1.
Yeah, you'll see, actually, you'll basically see almost every single one. Yeah, you will be seeing a lot of PS1 because we have the Anthology collection and
Anthology 7, 8, 9.
What's the other one? Because one's the Anthology and the other's
Chronicles.
Is
the one that has Chrono Trigger on it.
Yeah, so you will actually get to see, the Japanese. What is that? 2, 3, and 5.
American
2, 4, and
American
5.
3.
Right. 2, 5, and 6.
Origins is 1 and 2.
Okay.
PS1 had a lot of reissues.
Yeah, it did. But between my
Anthology is 5 and 6.
That's right.
And
okay.
Chronicles was Chrono Trigger and 4.
Yeah. Okay. So between myself, Nick, and my brother, we have almost all of them. Even Final Fantasy 13. Ugh. Horrible.
Which I have never played.
Yeah.
But I've heard horrible things about it, and it kind of makes me sad.
Oh, and we don't have 10-2. But
we'll bring in a third party for 10-2.
Yeah, because I can't stomach myself to play that game.
I
got it for my birthday one year, and I returned it.
I've put some hours into 10-2. The gameplay was actually really, really fun. The storyline,
not so much.
Yeah. Not so much, just not at all. And I have nothing against female lead characters or anything. It was just a little too much.
And a sequel to...
Yeah.
You picked 10 to do a sequel to. Obviously, we love 10 because we talked about it last podcast. We're talking about it now, don't get us wrong, but...
Yeah, very short list of gripes with 10. Obviously, too easy.
Yeah. But if you're going to make a sequel to one of them, really going to pick 10?
Or just don't do it.
I know. I'm saying if you,
if you're going to.
If you absolutely have to, which obviously they were hell-bent on doing, because they wanted to get that cash cow, milk it for all it was worth.
Which is a little sad, especially coming from Square.
Yeah. Well, wasn't that the beginning of Square Enix, though?
Yeah, that was...
Yeah.
10 was the last just Squaresoft game, I want to say. Definitely the last Final Fantasy one.
Yeah. So maybe we can't put all the blame on Square. We love you, Square. Don't get us wrong.
Square, I didn't mean it.
I didn't mean it. But,
I probably wouldn't be a video game fan without you.
Yeah. They got me into all the games that they turned me into the RPG dork I am today, so maybe I shouldn't like them.
But as far as other just